A common complaint we hear from parents is, my kids don't listen, or I have to tell them over and over again in order to get them to do something, or my kids ignore me. Let's talk about that. I'm Dr. Scott Turansky, and I train biblical parenting coaches. Maybe you'd like to become a coach, or maybe you'd like to be one of the people who's coached. If so, check our website out at biblicalparenting.coach. Well, let's talk about this challenge that parents often have, that the kids don't listen, and you have to tell them over and over again or try to convince them to do something. I think that many times we have to realize we train our children about responding to our leadership, and sometimes the cues we use are not clear enough for children. I find that children often will look at parents and they'll say to themselves, well, I don't think she's to her point yet where I need to act. And so the child will wait until the parent comes to that action point. Let's talk about action point. Every parent has an action point, and children know where it is. That's why sometimes the babysitter can't get things done and a parent can step in and get things done right away. Or mom might be able to get things done faster with a child than dad might, or vice versa. Why is that? Because we have action points. If you don't know what your action point is, ask your child, how do you know when I mean business? It's really fun to hear what children say. Because it's often that raised voice. When children hear that raised voice, they know that, oh, I better do this or something bad's going to happen here. Let's just move that a little closer so we don't have to raise our voice. Let's take action and do less talking and see what happens. I find that there's a passage in Matthew 5:37 where Jesus is talking about not swearing on the Sermon on the Mount. But he says these words, let your yes be yes and your no, no. In other words, let your words be valuable. Now, if we apply that to parenting, I'm not talking about swearing, but I'm talking about letting our words be valuable so that when I say something, that's what I expect it to be done. What is your action point? How do your kids know when you mean business? I would suggest you use the child's name. You say you need to, because that's a conscience building statement that contributes to conscience development. And then say the word now with the child's name in there. Billy, you need to take your shoes from the front door and put them in your room now. That approach communicates to children what you expect. And if they're not responding, then you need to take the action. Whatever action we're going to take later on, instead of anger, now you can take it and move forward. Children need to learn that you're only going to say something once, and then you're going to expect them to move forward. Changing your action point will teach children a lot more about responding to authority. Valuing other people is just a very important skill that all children need to learn.